Council, please come to order, and will the clerk please call the roll?
Anderson?
Present.
Oliver's absent. Ford?
Here.
Hager-Smith?
Here.
Mattingly's absent. Sutphen?
Here.
Watson?
Present.
We will begin today with the consent agenda, which consists of approval of Town Council minutes for September 2 and 9, Blacksburg Rescue Squad Emergency Medical Services Agreement, and we will approve that, and also a law enforcement mutual aid and cooperative agreement with Montgomery County and also with the town of Christiansburg. And we will approve that. What is council's pleasure on this consent agenda?
I move approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Ford?
Aye.
Hager-Smith?
Aye.
Sutphen?
Aye.
Watson?
Aye.
Anderson?
Aye.
We'll move on now to public hearings. There's just one, and it is Ordinance 2100, an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2025-26 operating budget by accepting and appropriating $108,846 in Virginia Department of Transportation funds for the Cycle Track project and appropriating $108,846 in Town of Blacksburg fund balance to the VDOT Revenue Sharing Fund. And we have a staff presentation on that.
Matt Hanratty will cover that.
Good evening, Council. And as the mayor just stole my thunder, it's a very simple ordinance appropriating and accepting the VDOT revenue sharing funds of $108,000 and then appropriating our own town funds at a fund balance. And what this will do is enable us to complete the eHeart Cycle Track as originally designed. So that concludes my remarks, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Could you give just a little bit of history of how this came to be today?
Sure. The cycle track was a function, goes all the way back to 2019 with the Midtown rezoning. Ultimately, it was the what would be the east side of eHeart Street. If you cut Main Street in half, that was a product of the Midtown rezoning and the cycle track. So that's all the way from Willard Drive to South Main Street, and then our town staff, our planning department, have been working to connect it on the west side of eHeart Street from Main Street, South Main Street, all the way to the terminus of the Huckleberry Trail. So really it'll intersect Draper, Preston, and then the cul-de-sac there after Preston to connect the two. So we'll do them in tandem in coordination. And the cycle track that you're appropriating funds for is for the east side that goes along with the Midtown rezoning once upon a time that previous council took an action on.
I had a conversation with the manager earlier today. It might be beneficial for those watching and listening to talk a little bit about the gap here that we're making up with VDOT.
The VDOT's money?
Yeah, exactly. VDOT's money in coordination with our money and where this kind of fits into the broader puzzle.
So in terms of funding, zooming out, revenue sharing is a 50-50 split program, as you all are aware. It's a biannual application process, which is every other year. And the locality is required to match 50% of the funds, and VDOT brings the other 50%. In this case, it was not town local dollars that was the match. It was Midtown development dollars that are the match. And per the agreement in the Midtown rezone and then the agreements that ensued, any overage the town was responsible for if we wanted to build it as designed, or we could value engineer it down. And we had a work session conversation with council, and the direction was to move. We want to build it as originally designed for the additional $108,000. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, so in a sense, this is really sort of maintaining kind of the original promise of the eHeart Cycle Track.
Correct, yeah. It's maintaining the original vision of what that cycle track
And it's just the costs have gone up since 2019.
Correct, yeah. It's been a long time. So yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to invite anybody here in the room to join in public comment on the topic of this ordinance. Okay, seeing no one, we'll move on to action. What is council's pleasure?
I move approval of ordinance 2100.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have discussion?
I just want to say that I'm pleased that we decided to go ahead and build it as anticipated. It's important for our connectivity in the town, try to influence as many people as possible to ride bikes instead of drive their cars everywhere. And this creates a very vital, safe crossing from the east end of east side of Main Street to west side. So I'm glad we're doing what we're doing.
Great, thank you. Okay, will the clerk please call the roll?
Hager-Smith,
Aye.
Sutphen,
Aye.
Watson,
Aye.
Anderson,
Aye.
Ford.
Aye.
We will move on to citizen comments, and I invite anyone who'd like to speak on a topic of their choosing to come down and use the microphone here at the podium. None, okay. Moving on, we will go to appointments, and this evening we will reappoint Lauren Colliver and Susan Mattingly to the New River Valley Agency on Aging for the term of 1 year. But we will want to take a vote on this appointment, so what is council's pleasure on these appointments?
I move that we reappoint Lauren Colliver and Susan Mattingly to the New River Valley Agency on Aging for the 1-year term.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Sutphen,
Aye.
Watson,
Aye.
Anderson,
Aye.
Ford,
Aye.
Hager-Smith.
Aye.
What happens if you miss a meeting?
Yeah. Yep. Unfinished business? None? New business? Council announcements?
Early voting has begun, so please vote.
Okay. If there are no others, we are adjourned.